is different from the God of the New Testament.
You know you messed up when Sam Shamoun has to check you and correct you. You know you done messed up, right?
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم.
Now, if you didn't catch that, the Adam guy is, he's trying to prime the pump. He's trying to get the audience ready to believe this fraudulent claims they're getting ready to make about what I said. He's trying to get the audience. See, this is a show. And this shows you how irrelevant this is. It's emotionalism. It's just like every other televangelist, except it's on the internet and cheaply done. But it's always playing on people's emotions. It's always trying to manipulate people. Fumbled completely because, well, on one hand, they want to say that, well, we have the God of the Bible. Okay, the God of the Bible. All right, but you're worshiping Jesus. Yes, we're worshiping Jesus. That comes from the New Testament, but your New Testament has been added to the Old Testament. The God of the Old Testament, as you pointed out, there was a sect of Christians who wanted to make a radical division between their Christian God as Greek-speaking Christians and the God of the Jews. Our God is not your God.
Yeah.
There's almost like a tinge of that still exists today among some of the Christian brothers and sisters in humanity. And so they want to make a distinction between our God and, well, the Muslim God. But as I pointed out in our last episode, the Jews don't see a distinction between their God, Yah, or Yah, and Allah.
All right.
Now, before they get to speaking, because Adam is going to totally mischaracterize what I said, and then he's going to get checked by Sam, and then Sam is going to go on for the next 2 hours ranting and raving about something that it has nothing to do with what I said in that clip or anything inside the original video. Now, what I was talking about is the fact that some Christians, mainly your fundamentalist, right-wing, evangelical type, have this thing where they make a distinction where they believe that they have their own God and that Allah is a different God, and their God and Allah are not the same God. Like, kind of like what Nabil Qureshi tried to sell to the public when he made his book, No God But One, Allah or Jesus, making this distinction. Now I personally don't make these distinctions because there is only one God. And whether you use the Arabic Allah, or whether you say Yah, or whether you say Yahweh, or whether you say Good or God, if you're not referring to the immaterial creator of the universe who created and maintains the material universe, then you're not talking about God. You're talking about something else that you have deified, whether it's real or imagined. But there's only one God, and nobody has a trademark on God where they get to tell other people whether they're allowed to worship God or not. As if you don't come to, my institution, you're not a part of my club, my religious clique, you don't get to pray to God. You don't get to believe in God. You don't even get to have a relationship with God until you're one of us. That's the clip. If you were to listen to it in its full context, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm comparing it to something that actually happened in history with an individual named Marcion. Marcion was a Christian. He was a Christian. Now, he is characterized as a heretic by mainstream Orthodox Christianity, but he obviously wouldn't have characterized himself that way. And his followers would not have characterized him that way. And in fact, Marcion had one of the most biggest influences on Christianity, even Orthodox Christianity, than anyone else in history. I would say just as much of an influence as Paul himself. And we'll see in a few minutes. I'm going to save that for a couple of minutes later. But the point isn't about Marcion. The point isn't about the Christian, the version of Christianity he had, or his theology and beliefs. The point was making a comparison to the attitude of some hardline Christians with that Christian sect. And if you listen to my audio, you'll hear plainly I said a Christian sect. I didn't say all Christians. I said a particular group of Christians believe this. But let's keep listening. Let's keep listening to how they characterize what I say.
Right, so I'm going to stop here. 3 points, brother. First point, God of the Old Testament and God of the New Testament are different. Point number 1.
Well, hold on. What I heard him say, he didn't say it that way.
Yeah, like I'm making the point, assumption into that point. Sorry.
Yeah, but I want to make...
He said he's making an assumption to that point. He's making an assumption to that point. Okay.
Sure, we're representing, because what he's saying, there were Christians who thought the Christian...
No, actually, I said there was a sect of Christians, meaning a group of Christians, not all Christians.
God was different from the Jewish God. That's not the same as saying the God of the Old Testament is different from the God of the New Testament.
You know you messed up when Sam Shamoun has to check you and correct you. You know you done messed up, right?
Replay it again.
Okay. Sorry for the mispronunciation.
No, it wasn't a mispronunciation. It was a mischaracterization.
Go.
Say it again.
Fumbled completely because, well, on one hand, they want to say that, well, we have the God of the Bible. Okay, the God of the Bible. All right, but you're worshiping Jesus. Yes, we're worshiping. Yeah, part of the point I was making is that the Christians who hold this attitude that they have the God of the Bible are also, you're going to hear at the end of my statement here, they're in a contradiction with the Jews as well. So you're not just in contradiction with Muslims, you're in contradiction with Jews. And the so-called Old Testament is made up of the scripture of the Jews who reject Jesus as a deity. Jesus, that comes from the New Testament, but your New Testament has been added to the Old Testament. The God of the Old Testament, as you pointed out, there was a sect of Christians who wanted to make a radical division between their Christian God as Greek-speaking Christians and the God of the Jews. Our God is not your God.
You see how you're...
Now, he stopped it before I made the point about the Jews, about the Jews rejecting. So the Christians are rejecting their creator, Allah, as not all Christians. So let me correct myself. Some of the Christians are making a rejection of their own creator, Allah, in Arabic language, and saying that Jesus is their God, while holding on to the Old Testament and in the so-called Old Testament with the Torah and Tanakh, when the Jews, whom the Torah and Tanakh is supposed to belong to, reject Jesus as their God. And the Jews say, no, you guys have a different God. So everybody has their little trademark gods. And I'm saying nobody has a trademark on divinity. That's the ultimate point. Again, watch the original video in its original context. And you will see that. It has nothing to do with whatever this video or whatever these two guys are going to talk about for the next 2 hours.
Misrepresented his argument?
Yes, I'm sorry about that. So I took the essence of it. Yes.
No, you didn't take the essence of it. You completely mischaracterized it. But then the worst part of it is Sam corrects him, and then Sam's going to turn around and mischaracterize what I said also for his own purposes, his own irrelevant purposes.
That's not even the essence of it. That's why this is a teaching lesson for all of us. It's not trying to, because if we misrepresent them, we then put a weapon in their hands to slander us, to accuse us of being liars. And
nobody cares about slandering you. And the video I made wasn't slander; it was factual, based on your own testimony. If you go watch Who is Sam Shamoun?
And deceivers misrepresent arguments because we can't refute what they actually said. So if you're going to be in the public, brother, you have a greater responsibility and higher accountability to make sure you.
Man, if you have Sam Shamoun telling you to raise up to a higher level of accountability, you've really messed up. and Mr. Adam, if you're taking Sam Shamoun as your accountability partner, you're in bad shape.